Welcome, everyone, to this episode of the latest Insights Podcast. My name is Elizabeth Finocchiaro, and welcome. If this is the first time you're watching this podcast, it is a space where I share what has been going on and kind of the behind the scenes of different insights, different things that I'm discovering as a professional in the personal development world. And yeah, oftentimes through stories. I love storytelling. I love sharing, my perspective, my experience. That's the best way that I teach. And welcome. So, this is the last episode of 2025. And I have been doing this podcast. I'm not sure for how long. I think a year and a half or something, maybe almost 2 years. I'm not sure. It's been a place for me to just check in and yeah, just have another avenue to connect and talk about things that maybe I don't have space to talk about inside of my membership or my programs. And the feedback that I get from you all is very, yeah, unexpected. I don't spend a lot of energy marketing and promoting this podcast as like a big thing. But when I get messages from you guys like, I listened to your podcast and it really resonated. It really helped me with this. And I just got the Spotify warped thing for the podcast and found out that the podcast is global. There's people all around the world listening. And there's like, yeah, top listeners where my podcast is like the number one thing and for them. And yeah, for me, it's not about it's it's about you. It's about the one me and you. That's really what it's about for me. And I'm just grateful that it's reaching your home, it's reaching your phone, and that we can be together across the timelines. And meaning that if you're not live and you're listening to this at another point, um, I'm still with you. So you can also join these podcasts live. There's the link in the show notes where you can come, and it's not like you are on the podcast in that way, but you can just join the live recording, be in the chat, kind of be more interactive. And it's just a vibe to be, just to witness the live recording of them. So I do it on Zoom with the community and then upload to YouTube if you want to watch the video, Spotify for the audio. So let's take a little moment, just wherever you are, noticing the body, noticing the breath. Doesn't have to be this whole thing, but just bringing a little bit more awareness to how you are right now, with less and less judgment, because we don't have to be perfect to get all the things that we want in life. We don't have to be perfect to feel the things that we want to feel in life. So it's not about being perfect. It's just about noticing what's going on in your body so that we become more and more conscious and not living in these subconscious patterns all the time. So just noticing a little bit more. Notice where your breath comes in, notice where your heart expands, notice where there's a contraction, a tension. Notice where there's a numbness, notice where there's a tingling, where there's an aliveness. You get to be here, and that's it. You get to be exactly as you are, exactly what you feel. I really believe that. How you think, how you feel, what you experience, it gets to be here. So just taking a moment and seeing if you can just slow everything down for a moment. Slowing down the breath. Softening the body. Softening this moment. not checking out and just softening you in this moment. So, as always, in my calls, no matter what it is, if it's a free podcast, if it's a paid program, one-on-one, however, I want you to interact exactly as you wish. So maybe you lay down and just listen to the voice. Maybe you're doing something and then I'm kind of just with you when you do something. And if you're live, just feel free to just be exactly as you want. You can interact in the chat and type and ask questions, or you can just lean back and, just really follow what feels good for you. I'm realizing more and more that my voice is it's not only just what I say, it's kind of the frequency of what I hold. And I've been hearing this more and more from people. And I've known this or I felt this, but I've been hearing it more and more that just being in the space with me, there is like a calming happening. And I think this is a natural gift that I have. And we all have natural gifts. I'm not special. I'm not like unique in a way of like being separate. I just have a gift, just like you have a gift. What is your natural thing? What is the thing that comes supernatural to you that everyone's just like, oh, when I'm around you, I feel this. We all have it. And mine is definitely have to do with my voice. It always has been. I remember when I was young and like in high school or middle school, when we would call our friends on the landline to see if we could hang out. I remember my friends used to make fun of me because my voice didn't really work on phones. Like no one could hear my voice on phones. It was like I got made fun of. They'd be like, "Hi, it's Elizabeth," or "It's Liz." They used to call me Liz in high school. And everyone else's voice was so clear on the phone, and my frequency never really like made it through somehow. And I remember being made fun of that. And I've always been kind of noticed for my voice, the frequency of my voice, the tonality of my voice, and the healing frequency, even when I was a teenager and got made fun of for it. So there's natural gifts that we all have. And I think especially if you want to work with your natural gifts as a career and in your life more and more and more, you don't have to do that, but if you do, it's definitely important to make even more space for it. Because I've noticed in my career, I have different phases of so many different things that I've gone through. And today actually I saw a memory on Facebook. I love Facebook memories. If you post a lot, you get so many memories, and it's just such a highlight for me to see what I was up to 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. And 10 years ago today, I posted the first ever breathwork event. It was December 18th, so it would be in 2 days. And yes, 10 years ago. Very calming and grounding voice. Yeah, thank you. 10 years ago, I held my first official breathwork event. A lot has happened in these 10 years. And this natural gift that we all have can take us so far. But often when we get in the field of you know, inspiration and innovation and marketing and kind of, services, it can feel like it's not enough. Like my gift is not enough. I need to be more. I need to do this and I need to do that and I need to change this and I need to be better at this. Where, yeah, we can get better at so many things and there are certain skills that we need to refine and get better at. I truly believe that. But oftentimes, the things that we think we need to get better water out our natural gift. And we forget just the simplicity of being you is so valuable to others. Like what you have to give is so valuable. And I know for me, that's my voice. I know it's always been my voice. It's been my words. It's been my my ability to speak and convey concepts and guide sessions and really land deep trust in people's bodies. And that's kind of what I do. It is what I do. And it's like, yeah, through these 10 years, it's not that I've forgotten it at any point, but it's definitely been, other focuses that, yeah, got my attention, and it's all good in the end. But the natural gift is usually what it will bring you the most success in life. Natural gift plus refined other skills. But without the natural gifts, you're trying to be something that you're not. You're trying to leverage and really spend a lot of time and energy and effort on something that doesn't come natural to you, and that's fine. Again, we can learn skills. It's important. But for you to really be in your zone of genius, for you to really be in your effortless kind of magic, it's going to be the thing that comes natural to you. It's going to be the thing that you were like born with. And for me, like I said, it's always been my voice. I've always been told this since I was a little girl, like, you're so calm, your voice is so calming, being around you is just so grounding. Like, it's just always been my thing. So I'm just curious what your thing is, and just to really reflect on that. Like, what is the thing that people just say, I'm around you and this happens, and seeing if you can double down on your natural personality and your natural gifts in life. Because, yeah, in the end of the day, that's what's going to bring the most effortless connection, joy, inspiration. And I think we see that a lot on social media now. The ones who are really breaking through on social media are people who are just themselves, right? Like, we love to see the authenticity, we love to see the personality. And but it's not that. I don't think it's not, I don't think it's so simple. I mean, it is, but in the other way, it's like, if you have been grown up in a household where there wasn't space for you, where what you really wanted didn't matter, and your unique, way of doing things wasn't prioritized, your what you wanted to do in life, the path that you wanted to go on wasn't respected. It's going to be hard for you to lean into your natural gifts if you've been told your whole life that they are not good enough, right? And you see this everywhere. So many people have the story of parents really shoving down an agenda of a path of a way for people where it's just like it's going totally against their natural gifts, and it creates so much dissonance in the body and in our lives, and then kind of forget who we are in a personality human way. Like, what do you like? What are you good at? What is your thing? And that's really sad. It takes a moment to be able to know what your gifts are and be able to share that with the world and share that with the people around you without feeling like, oh, there's no space for this or something like that. Yeah, take it in and see what people are saying to you, and kind of lean into this like naturalness of you instead of trying to be something else, because that's the trap. We try to be something else because we think it's going to get us this friend or this thing, or be cool or be this. And suddenly you're surrounded by people who don't even know you because you haven't allowed yourself to be fully what you are, and like rest in that and feel confident in that. And but there's so many levels to this, but you can see the simplicity because it's there. You don't have to make it up. You've been given it. And then the complexity of feeling safe with visibility, of being able to show yourself, being able to show your personality, and I guess that there's freedom that comes with that. So that is a little intro, I guess, of the episode today. I have some other things I want to talk about and just kind of recap a little bit what has been going on since the last episode. So my month has, or my winter, my season has really slowed down since the last episode. My fall was very busy, a lot going on. And since the last episode, it was just like boo, woo, woo, woo. Like, it just completely slowed down. And I usually do that in December. I really slow down things. Fall for me is like, okay, like, there's so much going on. There's like the collective energy of back to school, whether that is actually with kids or just like this mentality of like getting back into things. And then for me, winter is like, okay, we're going to start to slow down a bit. So that's been happening. So there's not like so much to report of like all the things. But at the same time, if you've been in my world for a while, you know that every week there's something going on in a sense of energetically, there's always insights, there's always things, which I think is so important in life. I want to share, this is a little side note, didn't plan on sharing this, but my family has a motto that I thought was very normal until I started asking other people this question that we always ask ourselves. And people, I get the craziest responses from people like, whoa, that was really nice to hear. Like, that was positive. And I was like, oh, you don't ask this question? So my family has a thing because we're very international. I have an uncle in California. I have an aunt in Florida. I have my dad in Philadelphia. I have my aunt in Sicily. I have cousin in Sicily. I have my brother in Lofoten. I have my mom in the west of Norway, my grandmother in the east. I'm with my grandmother in the east. And so we're a bit spread. And yeah, slowing down the days, being with the nature, exactly. So my family is like all over the place. And so we aren't always together. We don't always know what's going on in each other's lives. And we have this thing, I don't know who started it, I don't know when it started, but we have this thing that when we talk to each other, the first thing we say is, what's new and exciting? What's new and exciting? What's new and exciting? So we always say that to each other, and it's so natural. It's not like we're making a joke. Like, what's new and exciting? Like, there's nothing. Because in my family, there's always something new and exciting because we haven't talked in a while. We're so international. There's a lot of different careers, a lot of different personalities, a lot of different things. My mom, my brothers, entrepreneurs, they always have so many things going on. Like, my aunt's an entrepreneur. Like, there's just always stuff going on. And it's just like, what's new and exciting? My cousins, like, there's just things. And what this does is create something in your mind instead of saying, like, how are you? Or like, how have you been? Your mind will usually go towards the things that aren't going so well. Because the mind is like that sometimes. We think more negative thoughts than positive ones. But when you set up the question to support positivity, it's just yeah, very, very nice. So in my world, and I've always been like that, that there's always something new and exciting, even if it's just a little thing. It doesn't have to be a big thing. It could literally just be, I have a day off today. Like, that's new and exciting. I usually work today and I have a day off. Like, it's amazing. Or what's new and exciting? I found a new place to walk my dog in the forest. Like, that's super exciting. And it's just like it's worth mentioning because it's new and it's exciting. So it doesn't have to be like, I did this huge thing and I bought a new car and I'm moving in here, which that can also happen, of course. But when you start to really just feel the little new and exciting things in your life, there's a positive momentum that happens. And then, especially if you can share that with people, it's just really positive. So maybe you want to take it on because I know when I ask people nowadays, like, what's new and exciting? They're like, that's such a positive thing to say, or who says that? And I'm like, my whole family says that. So there's always something new and exciting happening in my world, even if I have been slowing down, because I don't believe that. Yeah, exactly. Read a good book lately. It's just like that's new. It's a new book and it was very exciting. Like, I love that for you. It can be so simple and it's just so positive. It just nurtures the growth and the excitement. So even though my world has been really slowing down the past month, there's so much new and exciting happening. There always is. And that's just something that I've always valued in my life. If there is nothing new and exciting happening in your life, I would really suggest that you move a little bit, like you, or maybe nothing needs to happen, but your perspective needs to change because maybe you're just focusing on everything that's not new and exciting, but there actually is things that are new and exciting, but you have to see it with your mind. So I'm not saying that you have to make something happen, where sometimes romanticizing life and being intentional about doing something can really shift your energy and really support things, like take yourself out for a hot chocolate or do something that's a bit different can really support your your energy and like your vibe. But oftentimes it's actually just about seeing what's already there. And there's parts of you that don't want to see excitement because you don't believe that you're worthy of being excited, or the thing is not good enough, or you need more. Like these are more mental things to address, not like you have to do more. You just have to notice more. And this is something that has kept me so inspired and so fulfilled, is knowing that there's always something new and exciting, even if it's just within me, in my mind, in my heart, in a sensation that I feel in the body, and not coming from a place of, mm, how do I want to say this? Yeah, like not needing something new and exciting to happen, but it's just the nature of evolution. Like we're all going through stuff, and all the things that you're going through have a potential to give you wisdom. And for me, wisdom is new and exciting. Like when you mature and when you grow, you gain more wisdom. Experience is new and exciting. Even if it was experience that was a bit difficult to go through, it's still new. And the fact that you're becoming stronger and wiser is very exciting. So as we move closer to, yeah, changing surroundings can definitely help because you literally create something new and exciting, like in the moment. Be like, okay, I'm going to do this thing for myself. I'm going to get out of my daily routine and I'm going to, just romanticize life a little bit. That definitely helps. So, as we're moving towards in the Northern Hemisphere, the winter solstice, which is in just a couple days, really, less than 10 days, a week probably. We are, yeah, it's a week from now, right? Four? No, less than a week. Okay. It's this weekend. It's this Sunday. It's Tuesday. Okay. It's like 4 days. Okay. It's we're really going into it, you guys. And I know a lot of my audience is in Norway, so like we're really feeling it. We're really feeling the darkness and the the energy of the winter. And for me, this season, so the past couple years, I've been diving a little bit deeper into really feeling the seasons because when you are living, for example, in Norway, and I'm sure many other places, I mean, it's everywhere in its own way, you realize that you cannot not be affected by your surroundings, right? Like we were talking about changing your surroundings, but just in general, the nature around you, it's impossible. And the more sensitive you are to it, the more connected you are to nature, you see a mirror. You just like see yourself in nature. And my aunt came from Florida last week and I picked her up from the airport train and they asked like, how have you been doing? And not from like a heavy place, but I was like, well, I can't really share how I'm doing without talking about the 14 hours less of light that we get compared to summer because it's like it impacts me. Like there's a different there's a different thing happening right now compared to the summer. So for those of you who don't know, I think this is my area of Norway, like more the southern area. It's 14 hours difference of light compared to the summer solstice to the winter solstice. 14 hours. That's a lot of hours. Like the lifestyle is completely different. And I can't not talk about that. And I don't talk about it from a heavy place. I'm more or less fine. I know seasonal depression is definitely a thing, and I'm definitely feeling more tired and things like this. But the past couple years, I've really been able to kind of appreciate and see the beauty in the seasons and be able to kind of just adapt in a better way instead of resist. So for me, winter, darkness, it's a lot about being in a liminal space, in between space, and it's about reflection and insight and clarity. So if you are going through a time right now where you're feeling like, I'm a bit in between some spaces, some things are happening, and I'm like, I'm not yet the new thing, but I'm feeling there's a shift. Or if you're feeling like you want to step back a little bit and kind of have a landscape of what's going on for you, what's kind of coming up in the next season, then it makes complete sense. So, because that's what's being mirrored in nature right now. And yeah, so winter is really known for reflection and planning for the next season. If you think of it in like a harvesting symbolism, it would be, okay, how was the last harvest and what can we do to make a better harvest next year? Like, how can we be ready for spring? How can we plan the garden so that when spring comes, we're ready instead of like you don't plan in spring, you start to work in spring, right? So now is kind of this mastermindy time where you're visioning, you're planning, you're feeling kind of what is the clarity, what is the insights, you know, holding yourself through your next phase. So that's kind of a perspective, and I know most of you already have like a lot of opinions on this, a lot of experience with this. So I know you're not beginners in these type of conversations, but I thought I would just speak my experience on it. And maybe you are. Maybe you haven't heard of this before or worked with seasons in this way before. So hope that supported you. So yeah, definitely a lot of slowing down. And what's been very beautiful as well is my one-on-one practice has been growing. So most of my career I focused on group programs, group sessions, group events, group trainings, group memberships. Like I just love community and I love groups. And yeah, one-on-one was never really a big thing in my career. Of course, it always was there, but it wasn't like a big pillar in my work. It was mostly the groups. Yeah, exactly. Work going under the surface. Yep, just like nature. So that's been really exciting. Is like my one-on-one practice. I've been feeling a lot more energy towards one-on-one, and I see the desire for one-on-one and the difference between one-on-one and group work, which is an obvious statement, but I think I don't know if it's just me, but I think that I always thought that group work was kind of the thing. I'm like, you just join a group program or a membership or an event. It's like that was kind of the thing. Because it makes sense that I have been more drawn to group work personally as well, if that's what I'm doing professionally. Like group work for me has just always been interesting. I love connecting with people. I love mirroring. I love networking. Like I love people. I love to be in spaces. I love to lead. I love to be led. I love dynamics. Like for me, group work is just so interesting. So personally, I've also been attracted more to group work. And of course, I've gotten one-on-one work throughout the years. You know, and it kind of, but to be honest, now now that I'm thinking about it, I remember going through some things in 2020, 2021, and I had done so many group things, group programs, like all these things to educate myself, to be in different spaces that would support me. And I remember a friend of mine at the time was a Gestalt therapist, and he said, well, maybe you should go to therapy. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, I have resources, I've done the courses, I have the programs, I'm in this membership, I'm doing these things, like, I have support. And he was like, I think you should go to therapy, like one-on-one therapy. And I remember it being a bit foreign at the time. And this is kind of like vulnerable to share because of where I'm at now is a completely different space. But it just is what it is. So for me, it was really for yeah, we're all different here. Maybe for you, you're like, I've been going to one-on-one therapy since 20, like since 2000, early 2000s or whatever. But for me, that was not the case. So I did 1 year of therapy, so I actually like I my whole body contracted when he said it, and I was so resistant, I was so stubborn, I was so angry at him. I was like, "No, are you kidding me?" I don't need that. And then I realized that, okay, I have a defense here, there's something here. And I signed up for 1 year of therapy after that. And it really changed so much for me to be held and to actually believe that there's space for just me to be listened to, that I didn't have to share the space with other people. It didn't have to be about other people. It was all about me. So the difference between group and one-on-one is group work, people show up to kind of hear the voice of the teacher, where one-on-one work, the teacher or the facilitator, whatever you want to call the therapist, whatever, shows up to listen to the client. So there is complete different focuses. Group work, the clients listen to the facilitator. One-on-one work, the facilitator listens to the client. And to be listened to and to have like an hour or 2 hours or however long the session was just for me was actually so de-armoring and triggering because for the longest time I actually didn't believe that I deserved that space. There was a part of me that didn't feel like, yeah, who am I to take up an hour and it all be about me? I'm not used to that. I'm used to being in service. I'm used to giving. I'm used to, even in a group space where I'm the client, I'm still, when you're in a group space, you still have a responsibility to contribute to the group, even if you're a client. You still have a responsibility to interact and show up with respect and presence and contribute to like a healthy group space. Even though you paid to be there as a client, you're still in a constellation of like things need to kind of flow together. Where in one-on-one work, that of course you need etiquette and you need to respect the facilitator or the person that you're working with. So there still is that element of showing up, of course, but you don't have to think about other people except for the facilitator, like the therapist, of course. But in many ways, the best therapists, they make sure that you're not thinking about them. But and that was a really foreign concept for me. So I don't know if you can relate. I know this is not everyone's story. I know some of you have been doing one-on-one work for a long time. You're totally on a different frequency. I get that and a different experience. But for me, it was a foreign concept that I could take an hour of time from someone or buy an hour of time from someone and they would skillfully and professionally guide me into my unique situations. And it took me some time to really receive. And the power throughout the years that I've had with one-on-one work, whether it's business coaching or personal somatic therapy, which I've been doing a lot of the past couple years with the therapist one-on-one, the insights and the development that's been happening is beyond any group program that I've ever been in, is beyond any membership that I've been a part of. But I still love programs and memberships because there is like where I learn the concepts, I meet the people, I get my mind stimulated of like different thoughts and practices. But it's in the one-on-one work that I can actually, this is exactly what I'm holding right now. This is my unique thing. I need some space. Can you help me hold this? Can you help me process this? Can you help me mirror this, reflect on this? Why is my unique story holding me back from this, whatever it is? So they're just completely different. And I think the past year and moving into 2026, I am so excited to expand my one-on-one practice and to give more of this, yeah, tailored experience for my clients. So yeah, that's very exciting and that's what's been happening lately. People have been coming to me. I have a client who's been coming to me for years now, traveling from the West and having a session and I've had a day 1 day immersion here. So I have a cabin studio where I'm able to take in yeah, clients and also small groups. And yeah, I'm really excited about the future of the one-on-one work. I want to bring people into nature. I want to bring people into stillness and have time because a lot of the body work and the breath work that I do, it does take time for the body to really relax. So sessions are around 2.5 hours. with intake, dropping in, session, integration, like so that you really have good time. So if you're interested in one-on-one work, I'm really happy to announce there's different ways of working with me. I have a mentorship program where it's like we have calls every other week plus Telegram all like Monday to Friday, very much like in your life, very much like if you're looking for a lot of hands-on support. And I have this new subscription mentorship, which I'm really excited about, where it's one call a month with 5 days of Telegram that you can spread out through the month or you can have it consecutive. And there's a minimum of 6 months for that one. So it's not intensive of like talking all the time and all these sessions, but it's like one session a month plus Telegram integration and 6 months together. So I'm super excited about that. I just launched it. And I still have some spaces. So if you're interested to do one-on-one work, and this includes my membership, so you get the sessions, the master classes, the meditations to continue to help you. So you can be in the membership spaces with the one-on-one support for $444. So right now that's the price of that, and I'm really excited. I'm so excited about it. So I have space to start already. Next week, and then of course January there's so many spots, or like so much space to begin. So I know like next week is going into the holidays, or not next week, the next week, so the New Year's week I have a couple spots to start already. So and then January there are more spots. So this is very exciting. The other options for one-on-one work is coming to Gjøvik and having immersion days. So you can come and have a full day with me where we go into the forest, we go into the nature. You have a 2.5 hour session. There's integration time. I serve you healthy food, like just really time for you to unwind. And if you're traveling from farther away, there's also an option to overnight. There's an option to book a sauna. Like I am creating these experiences for you to really get what you need and what your body is longing for. And I know everyone's body is longing to drop in. It's longing for stillness, it's longing for care. And that's what I'm doing. So if it's one night or 2 nights, I can arrange that here in Gjøvik where you can get sessions every day from me, plus healthy food, nature, sauna, and also just a 1 day immersion. So if you're in Oslo area or in the Innlandet area and you can come for a day, that's also possible. So there's online, there's in person, there's so much support for you. Please reach out if you're just like, ooh, I am feeling like everything will go to the next level if I could get eyes on my unique process. When you want to combine what you're learning and all the concepts with unique personal depth. And the work that's been happening in my one-on-one lately has just been bringing me to tears. And my clients are just like, wow, how is this? How did that just happen in one session? That would have taken a long time. Yeah. Yeah, the 6 months. Yeah, the price is $444 for um a month with the membership included, which is $99. So you get that included. And it's a 6 month minimum. Immersion day or weekend, what would that cost? So if you're interested, you can send me a message and I will send you like a whole PDF about it. It really depends how long you want to stay, how many sessions you want to have. So just really reach out to me and we can create the perfect weekend for you. Yeah. Yeah, really exciting about that. So I have a whole page ready to send out. So it just really depends on what you need in that weekend. So it's starting around 15,000 kroners. So around $1,500, something like that for 2 nights. So it depends if you want to stay one night, one day, or 2 nights. So 2 nights would be starting around 1,500. Um, yeah. So reach out. I would love to support you. I would love to host you. This is just incredible work to get a unique designed time for you. And it's it's just been so incredible. So you're really welcome. I would love to book you in, and so just send me a message and we'll create the perfect package for you, and I can show you what I have and we can design something if you want to tweak some things. So what else do I want to share in this episode? Let's see, I have some notes. Healing the heart. Yeah, so this is the last week of Healing the Heart for the fall um cohort, or the program, the 10th edition, and I decided to make it longer. So before Healing the Heart was 3 weeks, now it's 6 weeks, which just feels so right because there are such deep processes happening and integrations that need to happen that 3 weeks would have just felt, it just feels too short. And I know I've gotten that feedback before, but I just wasn't ready to change it until now, and that's just the way it is. That's just how it goes with this creative work. It lands when it lands, and I can't push or force anything else. But I'm really proud of where this program is right now, and it's been a program that it's been my hardest body of work. So some things for me are very easy to teach. Other things, like healing the heart, has been the hardest thing I've ever taught in my life. So my membership, very easy for me. I love it. It's so creative and free. My breathwork training, there's so much mission there. There's so much clarity there that it's been difficult in many ways, like testing my leadership and testing kind of different how learning how different students learn. Because when you're training students to become a breathworker or a professional, you really have to be skillful because every student learns in a different way and in a different pace. And having to learn that was a steep curve for me. But I would say healing the heart has actually been more difficult. And it's because the topics that I teach inside healing the heart are shadows that I have had to overcome in my life that have been wanting to put me down for so many years. So you could imagine 5 years ago I started teaching this. I was going through a lot 5 years ago. Very different person than who I am today. Very different strength than what I have today. Different experience, different wisdom than what I have today. Different power than what I have today. And and I'm going to start teaching about all the shadows that happen in our life. So like all the shadows that are holding us back. And to be honest, so many rounds of healing the heart, I was just showing up. It felt like I was walking through fire every single time because the shadows that I was talking about would just become so present and try to bring me down. It's like there's certain work that you'll do in your life or certain things that you'll do in your life where your own shadows do not want you to do them. And this was that for me. Healing the heart has been something that has my own personal history of being hard on myself, feeling not worthy, feeling not good enough, feeling not capable, feeling not clear on what I want, not being able to express myself, like all these themes that we have inside Healing the Heart, they basically just came and tried to take me down. They tried to lead the show because that's literally what I was talking about, of them not leading the show anymore. And then they were like, I'll show you, I'm still gonna lead the show. And I had to show up every single time when I taught it. And it was just like, it just amplified in my life. And I was like, I don't know if I want to teach this anymore. This is so hard for me because every time I talk about the shadow of worthiness, mine just shows up behind the door and wants to take me every time. I'm like, this is exhausting. And, but I knew it was important. This work, Healing the Heart, if anything, is one of my most important programs that I have. And it's been the hardest thing for me to birth. It's been the hardest thing for me to hold. It's been the hardest thing for me to teach. But the past couple rounds, I've noticed like it's getting easier. It's getting easier. Wow, I can actually talk about it. I can actually market it. There was rounds of Healing the Heart that I couldn't even market because the shadows just took me. And I was just like, what is going on? I know how amazing this is. I know how far I've come. I know the wisdom that I have. I know I can do this. I know I can provide an incredible program. Why am I sabotaging? Why is all of this happening? Because the program is literally amplifying every single thing for me to 100,000% in my face. So this round for me has been like a reclamation, and we have broken through, you guys. We have broken through, and I'm so grateful. And this is really a testament to staying true to a body of work. So it's the 10th time that I've run Healing the Heart. The 10th time. I have wanted to give up on Healing the Heart so many times. I have had people tell me that without even going through the program, that, I'm not qualified to do these things and what it doesn't make sense and no one's going to buy a program called Healing the Heart and what are you doing? Like I've been getting also resistance. And I'm just like, but you don't get it. You weren't in the program. You don't know what I'm doing in there. You don't know what's happening in there. I'm gonna still do it. And I took some breaks and definitely, have processed a lot about it, but we made it. We did it. I am so proud of Healing the Heart. I am so proud of that body of work. And yeah, I'm just excited about where it's going because now the clarity is there. Now the power is there. I mean, it always was there, but it just didn't win over the shadows most of the time. So I'm very excited about that. So we're finishing up this round this week, and the testimonials and the processes and the things that are happening in that group, they're different people coming out of the program. Um, and I'm just so proud of that. I'm so proud of the work. It's just for me, yeah. And I'm so excited for next year. I'm going to be running it two times, one in May and one in November. So if you're interested, there's a pre-sale for Healing the Heart in May, and the one in November, you'll just kind of have to, I mean, if you want to join that one now as well, it's a bit early for that one. But really see if you are feeling the call to join. So Healing the Heart is a rite of passage program where you go into being the adult in your life, being the most mature and current version of yourself, because so much of what is holding us back in life is not being capable, not being good enough, not being worthy. It's just you being younger versions of yourself that get overwhelmed and that don't have the wisdom and experience that the current you have. But it's scary to be the current you because the current you has the most power. So again, another concept that it is actually quite easy, but you have to learn how to be with yourself. You have to learn emotional intelligence. You have to learn communication. You have to really reparent yourself. And this is the processes that we do. Exactly. Yeah, you typed reparenting the same time I said it. Um, and then always bringing conversations to the next level for whatever it is that you're going through. So if you've done a lot of shadow work, healing work, I would say that this course is not a beginner's course in it. It's definitely a refining course, and it's a rite of passage course, which we all have blocks. We all, no matter what level, and there will be new blocks at every level. So this course will really meet you where you're at. There's also a 40-page workbook that comes along with it, and then the program of the live calls, deepening calls, embodiment practices, and things like this. So I'm very proud to say that we are on the other side of Healing the Heart. I'm representing it in a powerful way moving forward. It's not going anywhere. It's strengthening, it's getting better. And if you want to become more emotionally intelligent, if you want to feel more worthiness in your life, be more clear in your values and be the version of you are today, then that program is going to be for you. And I would love to walk you through. If you've been through Healing the Heart before, then you're an alumni and you get a alumni price. So reach out for that if you're interested. So yeah, your next level is more of you. It's not something outside of you. This is something that I've been keeping so dear to my heart through all the years of personal development that the next version of me, the next level of me, the next level of you, it's not outside of you. It's just you becoming more you, kind of going full circle to what I was talking about with the natural gifts. It's like if you can allow your natural gifts more, you're going to feel like you broke through to the next level. If you can feel more free in who you are today, you're going to feel like you broke through your next level. So it's not about being something else. It's not about getting something else. It's about being feeling more free in who you are. And just remember that on the path of, next level and next phase, it's more the question of how can you be more you? How can your life just be more you? How do you want to be? How do you want to talk? How do you want to give? How do you want to receive? And like, can you just have more of that? How do you want to interact with people? How do you want to work? How do you want to run a program? How do you want to do things? And then can you set up the system and the path for that to happen? And you're going to feel like you broke through to your next level. So easy, right? So there is like I was saying, a liminal space that happens in this time of year, especially in the Northern Hemisphere, in the winter. But there's liminal spaces happening all the time. Liminal means the space in between. So you're not fully into the next level, but you're also not the older version either. So you're in this in-between space. And there will always be an in-between space because the circle needs to draw itself before it meets itself again. So there's always a in-between in life. And I think when we get more and more comfortable with the in-between, we don't shut down, make it mean we're not worthy, make it mean we're not important, and all these things, kind of like healing the heart stuff, emotional intelligence stuff, then the in-between becomes a beautiful place to be, becomes a safe place to be, an inspiring place to be, and an important place because without the in-between, how are you going to get to the next spot? Of course, the quantum leaps are kind of like instant, like you leap, but most transformation is not like a quantum leap. It's more like a quantum process. And yeah, it's like a pace. There's a rhythm, and it's different for all of us. So I heard from a woman who was like talking about quantum leaps and things like this, that you have to let go of 70% of your identity to be able to have a quantum leap. So you have to be willing to let go of 70% of who you are to be able to step into like what the personal development industry calls a quantum leap, which is like something so stratospheric different than where you are right now. Like to go from one extreme to like one place to like quantum leap. 70% you have to let go of. I think she just made this up through her own personal experience, but let's just, take it as a grain of salt, but that kind of stuck with me of like, okay, are are you willing as a human to let go of 70% of who you are and what you think and how you operate? It's it's not something that happens every day, right? It's like, how do you even set yourself up for that? I mean, that's really big. But it's fun. It's fun to think about it. So, but what if you let go of 10%? What if you let go of 1%? Because being liminal means that something has let go. And it can be, and 10%, it can be 5%, it could be 50%. And also letting go of things, there's different reasons to let go of things. Sometimes you let go of good things just to create chaos in your life because you're like, okay, I need more things happening. Let's just let go of my self-worth. Let's create more chaos and let go of my self-worth. Now I feel even more intense in this liminal place, but I feel more validated because, do you guys, yeah, this is a whole program in itself if I was to go down this rabbit hole right now. Letting go can either come from power or wounding, and we really want the powerful let go. And because if you let go of the things that are actually supposed to bring you through the liminal space, you're gonna be a little bit stuck because you need self-worth, you need power, you need clarity, you need love, you need compassion, you need trust. to get yourself through things gracefully. So if you let go of trust, if you let go of your self-worth, it's not going to be a graceful situation. It's going to be chaotic, dramatic, traumatic. It's going to be intense, overwhelming. And these are all things that your ego likes you to experience because then it's familiar. It's like, oh, told you we weren't worthy. This is healing the heart type of stuff as well. So the liminal space is the space in between. And there is a let go that needs to happen, and it happens naturally as well, just like the trees let go of their leaves. Like there's natural let goes, there's intentional let goes, there's powerful let goes, there's subconscious let goes, there's sabotage let goes. And I'm going to be talking deeper into this in a little mini course that I have actually called Liminal. So last year I held it inside the membership, and it was like a new thing that came up as like liminal, the the space in between, like when you feel like you're not fully there yet, but you're also not where you used to be. And this year I was feeling into, should I redo it? Should I refresh it? And I'm going to do it live again. So it's inside the membership, $99 a month. You get access to the breath sessions, the master classes, the meditations. You get my breathwork foundation, like an energetic course. You get Facilitate, which is an incredible little course that I did this year. Frequency of Trust, I think, is free in my group, but I think there's another bonus in there as well. But you get Liminal, which I'm doing in the in-between space of the New Year and Christmas. So I would love to have you there if you want to join. It's inside the membership. So once you join the membership, you're going to get access to it. And I'm excited to have these conversations about how do we move through our liminal spaces with more grace. And it's something that I'm constantly leading myself through. Like right now, I'm definitely in a liminal space between what is coming for me and what has been, and not wanting to just do what has been all the time. And it's scary to change. It's scary to shift. It's scary to, enter new identities because people know you in older identities, and all these things that I'm constantly going through myself as well. And the tenderness of a liminal space, the vulnerability of a liminal space, the lack of clarity in a liminal space. But that doesn't mean there has to be a lack of power, a lack of worthiness, a lack of inspiration, a lack of passion. So for me, that's been the core of everything that I do the past 10 years in my career has been every time I feel a shift, every time I feel something changing within me, every time I feel this like open liminal, I'm not sure what's going to happen, I don't let go of my worth. I don't let go of my power. I don't let go of my heart, my love, my groundedness, and then I navigate what I go through with grace. And I teach everything that I do in all my different containers. So if you like the way I talk, if you like the way I speak, teach, share, you're going to like it in my world. Whether it's the membership where you get the master classes, my breath sessions, meditations, whether it's my upcoming Healing the Heart program where you want to deepen all these things, because this is the space where we just really address all of the deep emotional parts. If you want to train with me to become a space holder, to become a breathwork facilitator, if you want to work one-on-one with your specific processes, you're going to like it in my world. If you like this podcast episode and you're feeling there's resonance, wow, like I love listening, this is really hitting some different pieces in me, you're going to excel in my life, in my world. Like you're going to deepen, you're going to expand, you're going to feel safer, you're going to trust more, you're going to breathe easier, you're going to have more insight, you're going to have more experience. Like I'm quite confident now after 10 years of this work that if there's resonance to my voice, to my being, you're going to do very well in my space. And there's so many different spaces for you to choose what is going to support you the best. So if you're wondering what is good for you right now, feel free to write me a message, an email, where you're just like, this is where I'm at. And I wonder what is going to be the best place to excel. And I will tell you honestly, I'm not just going to put you in my highest thing if I feel like the membership is actually perfect for you. I do that all the time. People want this and this. And I'm like, you know what? I think the membership is going to be perfect. You don't need this and this and this right now. Join the membership and we'll take it from there. So I'm honest about what's really going to make you thrive. And if for now it's just the free things like my free Facebook group and the podcast and some YouTube stuff or whatever it is that you're watching of mine, then I also love that for you. And this is why I make this content so that we can still be connected and I can still impact and support you even without being in my containers, but just knowing that when you do enter my world, there's space for you to expand and be seen, heard, and met. And I'm very looking forward to that day. So, thank you so much for this episode. Thank you so much for the energy that you all bring into my life and the love and the years for some of you that have been in my life, been clients of mine for years and just watch the evolution and I get to watch your evolution. That's what it's all about for me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm wishing you all a great holiday season, a new year transition. And if you want to be in the energy, join the membership so you get liminal. There's a breathwork session coming up later this week. So there's still things for you to plug into. And yeah, just reach out with any questions that you might have about one-on-one work, immersions, coming to Gjøvik, the breathwork training starting in March. There's so much support for you. So thank you all so much. I want to be on here forever, but it has to end at some time. And thank you for everyone who joins live this year and all the episodes. I love doing the live version, so feel free to join in the upcoming episodes as well. Thank you for sharing your energy. See you soon, everyone. Bye.